Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and now for the segment that needs no introduction. Alex says that for New Year's resolution, downsize. There's just too many coins cluttering up my collection that need new homes. Maybe I'll adopt a rule of for every purchase, I'll get rid of 2 coins for every 1 coin that I purchase, or maybe even 3. Second resolution, get someone else hooked on coin collecting. While YouTube and forums go a long way, it'd be nice to have a local buddy who is also into this hobby. Anyway, thanks for the content and for you and your staff, and looking forward to a good 2023. So awesome. Thanks, Alex. This is a great comment and something that we like to reiterate once in a while here. That is, this is all about community, and it's more fun when you do it with somebody else. And of course, the YouTube and the forums on the Facebook and places like that give you a chance to interact in some social way, but that's just not the same as going out with somebody and having a drink and hanging out and talking about things that you both enjoy. So it sounds like Alex might not have a good coin club or a good coin shop near him that he can really spend time with, but get someone else into the hobby. Make another follower of the coin hobby, right? And make a new numismatist. So this year, if everyone made a new numismatist, you'd really be guaranteeing the health of the hobby for yourself. And I know a lot of people care about how long the hobby will last, and that's one way that you can have a direct influence on it. Just one person at a time, right? El Pandy, thanks for the feedback. Thanks for the video. Just for feedback purposes, I want to say that I have zero interest in paper money. With coins, you at least have the precious metal and broader appeal. This is just my opinion. Well, yeah, I get that completely. I mean, we have lots of collectors who collect only one type of coin and nothing else matters. I mean, maybe it's only, Jefferson nickels, and they couldn't care less about Morgan dollars. So we all have our different interests, and one of the fun things is that occasionally when we show different types of content on here, it actually sparks some interest in a new area. And I enjoy getting people into new areas of the marketplace because the hobby is so vast and so deep and so fun that you can always find new things to enjoy. And especially if you've been collecting for 30 or 40 years and all of a sudden you get a chance to rejuvenate, right? You really get to get back into it and into something new and different. Rick says, is collecting paper notes going the way of stamp collecting? If not, why not? Paper money is nowhere near stamp collecting. For a couple different reasons. In my opinion, stamp collecting went south largely for 2 main reasons. One, the dealers treated kids like garbage, and this is not from my personal experience. This is from dozens of customers that I've come in and said, hey, when I was a kid, nobody would talk to me as a dealer. So this goes back to our previous comment about getting someone new into the hobby and being warm and welcoming versus being a stodgy old, crotchety old Scrooge, right? Another reason is the buy-sell spread on stamps was always enormous. You would go buy a stamp from a dealer for $20 and bring it back in, and it was worth $2. This is something that I know I'll get pushback from a few people, but largely I've had a lot of people tell me these things over the years. And the same thing was true also of the fact that the stamp dealers' books. I think stamps, by the way, full disclosure, I think stamps are really cool. I think it's a fun hobby, and I think the first thing that the stamp market could do to try to come back to life is make the stamp books relative again, or relevant again, right? Because you'll have stamps that'll have a stamp catalog value of $10,000 that's really worth $800. Well, make your catalog value show it's worth $800, and then people will get excited about it, right? The paper money market, if you're talking about things that are really common, that have always been common, so like silver certificates from 1957, they've been the same price point basically for the last 25 years. They haven't changed. But there's lots and lots and lots of very rare currency that continues to go up in value. This is what's nice about currency is you have serial numbers, which helps you understand and identify a lineage of a note. You can find it in auctions very easily. And then also later on, you can see things as they get certified. Of course, they don't need the certification serial number, but you can also kind of track things along that way. And I think that the currency market is really something that's going to continue to be strong. As far as I can tell, it doesn't show any signs of letting up. It's just a lot more popular than the stamp market is. Also, the currency market is a little bit more defined. Currency doesn't suffer from the things that coins suffer from and stamps suffer from, and that is, the United States Postal Service put out billions of stamps in the last 20 years. And same thing with the modern commems. People get mad at Canada or Australia or the U.S. for how many commemorative coins they put out. Paper money, that's not an issue for us. Here's what was produced. It was largely produced for usage, and that makes it a great collectible item. When items are made for collectibles, they're not always a great collecting item, if that makes some sense. All right, let me see here. Talking about national currency, Kevin says there's a museum in Okoboji, Iowa called the Higgins Museum. He believes that they have the largest collection of national currency in the world. Actually, as I referred to the website here, I found the Higgins Museum online. It looks awesome. I'm going to have to go to Okoboji, and also I just wanted to say that. And but I've seen the website before, so I feel like someone has told me previously about this place. But there's a lot of different little museums out there that specialize in coins or currency. This is one of them. So Kevin, thanks for pointing that out to everybody. All right, Michael says, thanks for the video. So what do the population reports really mean, since y'all are cracking out every other coin and resubmitting them one or more times? Okay, so I get this question somewhat frequently, so we got to tackle it once in a while. The population reports mean something a little bit to a portion of some of the collector market. In other words, there's a broad amount of stuff where it really just kind of doesn't matter, right? So when you have 81S Morgan dollars and MS66, it's a neat coin. There's thousands of them. The exact population doesn't actually affect the value. What affects the value of almost any coin, if population reports didn't exist at all, the price points would still be similar, because you have the supply and demand effect is actually a real thing, right? So people who specialize in Lincoln cents from the mid-20s and high grade, they're still going to go to auctions and compare that coin that's being sold for the coin that they have, right? Even if they don't know exact population reports. Exact population reports are really fun on high-end coins where there's 5 known or 2 known or something like that. But even then, the population reports are usually accurate on the really high-grade rare coins, because, generally speaking, when there's only 5 or 6 coins known, there's photos from the last 3 or 4 decades. People can tell which coin it is. And a lot of people send in the certificates later. In other words, if you crack a coin out, you can send in the certificates back to the original company, and they will take that coin off the roster, right? They will delete it. I don't put stock in population reports, generally speaking, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. Also, there's a lot of very good hyperbolic speech in here, which I use all the time when I talk, so I can appreciate that. And that is, cracking out every other coin. By the way, thousands of coins a year we handle, and dozens of coins we might crack out, right? And even then, it's like, and half of that, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, half of that's for entertainment value, right? And so half of that's just to kind of see, we're going to test the waters here and see what happens on things. But I don't really find that the cracking and resubmitting game affects the marketplace. The fact that the numbers are not 100% accurate all the time is something that I know bothers anyone who has more of an engineer mindset. But to me, most of the values of coins do not hinge on population reports. They hinge on actual supply and demand. Always Seeking says, hey, Ben, you're like my wife. She's right. She's kind of right. And when she's wrong, she's still right. Thank you for that. And I hope your wife is watching. All right. Jay Pagetto says, it took resources to carve a $3 gold coin in 1860. That'd be the same as $105 today. I have a nice seated Liberty dime that is a love token. Very cool. Is there a special market for love tokens? Yeah, love tokens definitely have their own marketplace, and we see more and more of that stuff out there that is modern. So, and the modern stuff is not as cool to me as like an older one. So sometimes what I really like to see, you can tell it's an older piece usually if you know that it's a rare date, or if it's a really high grade piece. Because most of the modern pieces, people will carve up a coin that is well worn. But back in the day, lots of times they took a brand new dime and they carved it up. Usually it was dimes, by the way. And so the fun thing about love tokens is trying to find something that's a little bit more unusual, such as 3-cent pieces. Usually there's just one type of thing that's out there. A lot of people collect the love tokens looking for very specific designs, or unique designs, or unique initial combinations. All right, let's see here. Matthew says, will ancient coins continue to gain interest in 2023? Let me think about this for a little bit. Of course, right? That's my answer. Because I'm right, and when I'm wrong, I'm right. So let's just say yes. I'm a big fan of the ancient market. I think that more and more people, as they get, will I say, bored with American coins or U.S. coins, or maybe disenfranchised with some of the different types of things that they put up with in that marketplace, will move towards ancients, is especially since I find more and more people that are getting drawn into history through stuff that's become popular on the old telly. That is the type of thing that drives your current market around you. The culture around you can help define some of this stuff for you. And I really think that graded coins helps the ancient market quite a bit. All right, so let me see here. I had a comment that said "Love 'em, Ben," and then Google told me it needs to be translated into English. I don't know what I don't know what language that is, but I don't know why I had to mention that. All right, finally, Jack Daniel says you didn't really explain anything. You read the form. For someone like me as a newbie, this is completely useless. What's the point of the video? Okay, so this was on a video I did on how to fill out a sheet for NGC, and there's a lot of truth to what Jack says, which is I'm just walking through the sheet and explaining it. That's what the video is. That's what the video is supposed to do. I still have questions and comments about how to fill out the sheets even after I walk through it. So some of the things are more self-explanatory than others. You may have gotten all of the information the first time you read the sheet, but there's little nuances in there where people use terms that maybe they're not familiar with. So, I had a lot of people who found that video helpful, but, the video could be better. What am I going to say about it, right? All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, appreciate your time and taking the time to comment on videos so that we have more things to talk about and jibber-jabber about. And we hope everyone has a wonderful new year in 2023. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.